Hi, I'm Astrologer Penny Dix and welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to my in-depth look at December the 1st's new moon in the fiery, mutable sign of Sagittarius. So it's on December the 1st, it's at 9 degrees and 32 minutes. And it's at 6:21 in the morning, Universal Time. So I think what I'm going to do is get Jerry to bring the chart up straight away so that we can have a look at what might be going on with this new moon and where we should be focusing our energies and setting our intentions. So Jerry, shall we magically make the chart appear? There. So, okay, let's first of all think about the sign of Sagittarius, because it's a fire sign, it's mutable, it's fun. Sagittarius has a great love for adventure. They want to travel, they want to see the world. Sagittarians have this thirst for learning and knowledge and truth. They like to seek out the truth of things. And because Jupiter is their ruling planet, well, Jupiter then kind of expands all these elements that they have, these qualities. Also, it can expand the shadow side of Sagittarius, which can sometimes be that they can't always really make up their minds which direction they're going in at all. They just kind of think, well, this seems a good idea, so I'll do this now. I think Sagittarius is a very much in the moment kind of sign. But what about this new moon? Because it's the 1st of December and we've had an extraordinary year so far with the astrology. We have had the massive change of sign for Pluto, our transformational, transitional planet of beginnings and endings. Pluto that rules Scorpio. And Pluto, of course, as you know, is now at the 0 degree of Aquarius. And I feel, I don't know about anyone else, but I think we can sort of feel a kind of sense of the energy has shifted and changed from the austerity of Pluto in Capricorn, which really was endeavoring in its death throes to change the old order, to bring the old ways of doing things, the old structures down, because they do not serve us anymore. So what is Pluto up to in this particular new moon in Sagittarius? So as you can see, the new moon is in the first house of the chart. The ascendant is Scorpio, and we have also, so we've got the horizon is a fixed energy with Scorpio and Taurus on the descendant, and then the midheaven and the IC, which is the part at the bottom of the chart, is Virgo and Pisces. So we have this mutability and flexibility as well. So Pluto in this particular configuration is sextiling Neptune that is still retrograde in Pisces. And in turn, Neptune in Pisces is sextiling Uranus. Uranus that is the planet of the unexpected, of surprise, of shocks, retrograde currently in the sign of Taurus. These planets, these three planets, are still making this kind of minor grand kind of trine between Neptune at the pinnacle of that, although in this chart it's right at the base of the chart. And, you know, Neptune is about trying to see the clarity and the truth that Sagittarius new moon is trying to tease out of us or tease out of the universe. So Neptune in this trine still with Uranus and Pluto is saying, don't think the energy has all kind of settled down and that we can kind of, take a well-earned kind of sigh of relief at the way things might progress forward. No, the astrology keeps on giving currently and will keep on giving, well, with some minor respites through the rest of this year and into 2025 and into 2026. And my videos talking about the overview for the astrology of 2025, plus each individual zodiac sign, will be available soon, sometime in December. I'm in the process of recording them, so they will be up soon. But coming back to this new moon, which is actually quite good energy for me to be thinking, right, let's get into all this recording of the videos for 2025. The new moon is actually, just let me look at my notes. The new moon is, well, it's squaring Saturn in Pisces. Saturn is now direct in Pisces. And the new moon is also trining Mars in Leo. So let's just have a little think about that first of all. So squaring Saturn in Pisces is Saturn's energy is trying to just bring in a little bit of common sense to the way Sagittarius can kind of get so over enthusiastic and carried away with the wondrous ideas it's got about whether it's travel or planning new things and events and entertainment. So Saturn is trying to say, slow down with this new moon, because I think we are going to feel quite buoyant. It's also coming on the 1st of December. So it's like, wow, here we are, the beginning of the last month of the year. So I think there is very much a kind of sense collectively of everybody feeling that we're getting into that kind of holiday mode, as if everything has been so deeply serious this year and so potentially disruptive and dangerous with the politics and the kind of world events that have been teetering on the brink of tipping points into places we do not want to go, that I think we're all looking for that relief and respite. And Saturn really is saying from Pisces, yes, I'm here to give you that, but please listen to me, because it is a square. So it's saying sometimes it can be quite challenging to slow down. That Mars in Leo is also, it's trining the new moon. So that is a helpful aspect. You've got fire trining fire. And it's as if Mars is saying, come on, let's go, let's get assertive, let's make plans, let's, Leo wants to be out there in the public eye and center stage. So you may have lots of ideas about, creating parties perhaps for over the Christmas period. Saturn is kind of putting a little bit of a dampener on whatever you're planning, as if it's saying, that's all well and good, but try not to get carried away. So I think it's about being mindful about what we do set in place in our manifestations and intentions around this particular new moon. So what else have we got going on in this new moon? Because Mercury is also in Sagittarius, and of course it's retrograde now. It went retrograde on the 26th of November, and so it's retrograde. It only stays in the sign of Sagittarius for its retrograde. And if I can just find my notes, I can find out when it goes direct, hopefully. Let's have a look. So it goes direct, and I haven't got it there. Oh well, I will find it. Never mind, I will find it. I'm sure it's here somewhere. No, I'm not going to find it easily. Okay, never mind. I will find it and I will put it in the comments section. But it's still something like the middle of December from memory. So I know what I can do. It will take me actually 2 minutes. Excuse me while I witter on. You know what I'm like. Sometimes I just get a little bit carried away with these things and suddenly get all discombobulated and don't know what I'm doing. So I'm just looking for Mercury. Here we go. It goes direct on the 15th. You know, I kind of knew that, but I didn't want to say it in case I was wrong. So it goes direct in Sagittarius on the 15th. So let's come back to today's chart and see what this is all about, because now I've lost today's charts. There it is. Okay, right. So if any of you are still there whilst I continue wittering on, I will prevail. I will endure. So, okay, Mars in Leo trining the new moon. Helpful, but we may get over kind of enthusiastic and over kind of plan. So Saturn in Pisces is saying, kind of think about the financial cost of whatever you might be kind of planning for yourself. If you're planning last minute trips for the holidays, just check that your finances and budget can really take it. And coming back to Mercury, Mercury, of course, as we know, is the planet of communication. And it's retrograde, and it is in opposition in this new moon to Jupiter, that is also retrograde in Gemini. So we have this kind of crossover of energies, which is really quite interesting, because Mercury, of course, rules the sign of Gemini, and Jupiter rules the sign of Sagittarius, and they are both retrograde. So you may have found over the last kind of, say, week to 10 days, you've been full of ideas, full of energy, rushing ahead and kind of planning things. And this opposition is going, whoa, it's almost like you're on a horse with it's suddenly slowing down because, you know, it's come up to a ditch and it's not sure if it can jump it. So there's something of that quality about it. So be careful that you don't allow the Jupiter energy to expand your ideas out of your control. That's really, I think, what this is about. Now, the new moon is widely also in opposition to Jupiter retrograde in Gemini. We have to think also about what Jupiter represents in Gemini. Gemini, as we know, is about communication, higher thought, it's ideas, it's kind of, with Jupiter there, it's thinking outside the box. It's coming up with brilliant ideas, really getting there and kind of, you know, forging ahead with plans. And I'm just mindful of that Saturn down there in Pisces saying, whoa, slow down. Let's take this one step at a time. So the other thing that we've got going on in this new moon is Venus in Capricorn is trining Uranus that is retrograde in Taurus. So let's just have a look at that, because remember, all these energies have an impact on the energy of the point in time that is set in place by the new moon. So Venus in Capricorn is, sextiling Uranus in Taurus. No, it's not. It's trining it. Oh my God. Shall I go back to the beginning and start again? No, I won't. I will endure and persevere. I wonder if the way I'm behaving or struggling with making this video kind of work for me is something about me acting out the new moon energy. It's something about having big ideas, grand ideas, and if you think about that Saturn in Pisces, it's like slowing me down. It's saying, pay attention to the details. You know, Virgo is the sign that is opposite Pisces, and Virgo is very much about attending to the details. And if we come back to what I was trying to describe, which is Venus making a trine aspect, which is helpful to Uranus retrograde in Taurus, let's just think about this, because again, it's a point in time that we are trying to get a handle on. Venus is about self-worth. Venus is also the divine feminine. Venus in this chart is in the second house. Now, the second house in a zodiac wheel is Taurus. So this actually means that Venus is in the house it rules. And the second house is about the economy, our finances, how we make our money, our feelings of security around money, our sense of values and ideals. This can be where we either overspend or save, okay? Now, Venus in Capricorn is austere. So Capricorn is kind of saying, well, can you really afford all these grand ideas you seem to be coming up with around this Sagittarius new moon? Like the, visits to theatres that you've got planned, or the visits to, just short visits on little trips abroad, or to different states if you're in America. So there is something very much about travel here, and Venus again is slowing us down. And yet it's trining Uranus that is in Taurus, the sign it rules. But Uranus is not at all happy in Taurus. It cannot wait to get into Gemini, which it does dip its toes into next year. So Uranus, which we know is the planet of shocks, the unexpected, but is also freedom. It's rebellion and freedom of speech. And Uranus trining Venus is like Venus is supporting the twists and turns and the innovative and inventive ideas that you may actually come up with. But somewhere that we have to look for the balance in all of this. So where my attention is drawn now is to Libra, to try and get the balance. And of course, the South Node is in Libra. And soon the South Node will move into Virgo and the North Node will move into Pisces, because next year's eclipses are in Virgo and Pisces. But we will come to that later. Now, Libra with the South Node is about our karma, what we have brought into this life with us, what past life traumas we may have brought in. And Uranus in Taurus in this chart is in the 7th house. And the 7th house by zodiac sign is Libra. So it's quite interesting. So there is something here about surprises and interesting developments happening within relationships over the next month, that the Venus in Capricorn is kind of a little bit almost disbelieving or unsure, or is this really happening? Is this for real? Are you for real? Whoever the significant other is, coming up with a suggestion which is good, is positive, is exciting. So there is something, you see, I get there in the end. There is something of that kind of energy around this new moon. And Sagittarius is, the symbol for Sagittarius is the man that is half horse, half man. And this, of course, is a centaur. And I think that's quite interesting because it takes us into a realm of seeing the bigger picture. And the fact that we, through the energy of Sagittarius and its Jupiter ruler, can connect with the spirituality that is represented by mythological beasts, such as a centaur, and how we can actually, through this new moon, discover inner spiritual truths, potentially through another, with this surprising unfolding of events that can come in the area of relationships. So there we go. That's my sense, which it did take me rather a long time to get there. But, sometimes you have to work your way into these charts. And I do like to do these videos now as a first take, because I think it's you really get the authenticity of what the energy is about as I delve into it and work with it and try to interpret it. So that is why sometimes, and I think the very metaphor of the fact that I found the energy a little bit difficult to get hold of, and I wasn't quite certain of how to convey it, shows us that may actually be the metaphor of what might be happening around this new moon. I hope this will make sense for you, because I think if you let that sit with you, to be open and allow your thinking and your mind to be very open to all the kind of potentials and possibilities that can rise up with this new moon, then I think we could be in for quite an interesting time. So Jerry, would you like to magically remove the chart? There we go. On that note, I will say thank you so much for joining me for my in-depth look at December the 1st's new moon in Sagittarius. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, share. And if you've not checked out my other channel yet, which is actually called Channeling with Penny and Sarah, and our first premiere video, which is now up, do go over to the channel and check it out. And I'd love it if you'd subscribe. The introduction video explains what we're about and what our kind of call to action is with the channel. And I think it's going to be a very interesting platform that the two of us will develop along that particular timeline. So again, please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I will be back as usual for the regular lives. And on December the 1st, which is the date of the new moon, I will of course be doing my live month ahead for the month of December because it falls on a Sunday. So the live week ahead will become actually the live month ahead. So on that note, thanks so much for joining me. You are all awesome, and I will see you very soon. Take care. Bye for now.